Every single morning, your brain lies to you.
Oh, absolutely it does.
It just whispers this tiny, universally understood deception. It tells you 5 more minutes, just 5 more minutes and everything will be totally fine.
Right, like that's going to fix it.
Exactly. You know it's a lie. I know it's a lie. 5 minutes is not going to, magically cure the exhaustion.
Yeah, but we negotiate with it anyway, every single day.
We really do. So today, we're diving deep into analyzing the language of that specific negotiation.
We're looking at the universal, highly repetitive, and honestly surprisingly dramatic vocabulary of the human morning.
Because we have a really unique source document today for this deep dive.
We do. It's a sequence of foundational English phrases, and it basically maps out a complete morning routine.
Yeah, and on the surface, it looks like a very simple text.
Super simple. It begins with just wake up, moves through, the standard bathroom rituals, and then it ends with ready for the day.
But beneath that simplicity, there's this highly accurate psychological map.
Right, a map of how human beings actually transition from complete unconsciousness to, active reality.
And we have a very specific mission for this deep dive today.
Yes, we want to tailor this session directly for those of you who are using this to practice your English.
Exactly. So we are going to intentionally slow down our usual speaking pace.
Way down.
We are going to enunciate every single word very clearly.
Because we want to treat this as a relaxed, really friendly, and totally pressure-free environment for you.
Yeah, no stress at all. We will analyze the deep mechanics behind these phrases, and then we're actually going to leave silent moments in the recording.
Right, actual quiet moments.
Yeah.
And when you hear that silence, we want you to practice saying the phrase out loud with us.
Just give it a try wherever you are. The goal here is to master these foundational words while also understanding the profound human experiences that they represent.
So we're basically acting as your linguistic guides today.
Breaking down the mechanics of the English language and the mechanics of the waking brain at the exact same time.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. So let's just start by looking at the overarching structure of this source text.
The first thing that really stands out is the rhythm of it.
Yes, the rhythm is fascinating. Almost every single thought or action in this document is repeated 3 times.
3 times for everything.
Like it begins with, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's morning, it's morning.
Right.
Why do you think the author chose this specific, almost chanting rhythm instead of just stating the facts once?
Well, the repetition isn't just like a stylistic choice. It's actually a neurological reflection of what is happening inside your head.
Oh, really? Like a biological thing?
Exactly. When you first transition out of sleep, you experience something called sleep inertia.
Sleep inertia. That's a great term.
Yeah, your brain just isn't fully booted up yet. A prefrontal cortex, the part that handles, complex logic and long sentences, is still largely offline.
So it can't handle a complex thought.
Right, so your thoughts process in these little fragments, they loop. You repeat a simple command like wake up, wake up, wake up, because a single thought just isn't strong enough yet to force your physical body to move.
Wow, so that structural looping perfectly mimics the feeling of like a computer fan trying to spin up, just struggling to catch momentum.
That's a perfect analogy. The repetition is your internal voice desperately trying to generate enough cognitive friction to spark an actual physical movement.
That is amazing. Okay, let's practice this first crucial phrase with our listener.
We really want to focus on the clear articulation of the words, but also, the intention behind them.
Because this is the ultimate command to start the day. So I'm going to say it very slowly. Wake up.
Notice the transition between the words there. The K sound at the very end of wake flows directly into the U sound of up.
Right, it connects. Wake up.
Wake up. So we're going to give you a moment right now. You try saying it out loud.
Yeah, take your time.
Great. Now let's try it with that looping rhythm of the sleepy mind.
Like the engine trying to start.
Exactly. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Give it a try.
Nice. It feels different when you repeat it, doesn't it?
It really does. And then the text immediately grounds us in reality. It says, it's morning, it's morning, it's morning. The alarm is ringing, the alarm is ringing, the alarm is ringing.
Okay, I have a theory about this part.
Oh, let's hear it.
I really don't think the alarm is ringing is merely an observation. I think it's an intrusion.
An intrusion. How so?
Well, throughout most of human history, waking up was dictated by natural light, right? And our circadian rhythms.
So biology.
But now we use a mechanical or digital sound to violently pull ourselves out of a deep sleep cycle. I mean, The word alarm itself historically means a call to arms. It's literally a warning of danger.
Oh, wow. That historical context explains the biological reaction perfectly, actually. Because when an alarm rings, it triggers a micro-stress response in your body. It activates the sympathetic nervous system.
So your body thinks it's in danger.
Exactly. Your heart rate spikes. Cortisol is released into your bloodstream. And the text places this harsh reality, the alarm is ringing, right next to the immediate human desire to escape it.
Right. The next line is, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Exactly. Flight response.
So let's practice the vocabulary of this intrusion. The key word here is alarm.
Listen to the open vowel sound at the very beginning. Ah! And then the clear M sound at the end where your lips press together.
Alarm. Alarm. Your turn to try it out loud.
Great job. Now let's practice the whole phrase. The alarm is ringing. Give it a go.
Excellent. And this brings us to that great negotiation we discussed at the very beginning of the deep dive.
Ah, yes. The bargaining phase.
Right. The alarm is finally off, but the body absolutely refuses to move. The text reads, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, please.
The addition of the word please at the very end of that is just fascinating to me.
It really is. Who exactly is the subject begging?
Well, they're basically begging time itself. Or maybe their own sense of adult responsibility.
Yeah, fighting with themselves.
It's a classic conflict between different regions of the brain. The limbic system, which is the older emotional part of your brain, is prioritizing immediate physical comfort.
It just wants the warmth of the blankets.
Exactly. But the prefrontal cortex knows there are actual consequences to being late for work or school.
But it's too groggy to win the argument.
Right. So the brain compromises with a logical fallacy. Just 5 more minutes. The please is an emotional surrender to the biological desire for rest.
I love that. Let's practice this universal plea together. And when you say this, listener, try to put a little bit of that genuine sleepy desperation into your voice.
Yeah, really feel the exhaustion.
5 more minutes, please. You try it.
You can really feel the weight of that please.
You really can. And that negotiation leads directly into a very raw emotional state in the text. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
You feel the heavy gravity of the bed right there.
Definitely. The word tired carries so much psychological weight in this context. It isn't just a lack of sleep, is it?
No, not at all. It's a fundamental resistance to the demands of the upcoming day. It's emotional exhaustion as much as physical.
But the text doesn't let us stay in this defeated state, which I think is brilliant.
No, it forces a change.
It immediately pivots from an emotion to a physical action. Stretch, 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 get up, get up.
And that pivot is actually the only way to break the sleep inertia we talked about earlier.
You have to force it.
Yes. You cannot simply think your way out of being tired at 6 in the morning. You have to physically move your way out of it. Stretching is a biological imperative.
There's actually a scientific term for it, right?
Yes, pandiculation.
Pandiculation, wow.
When we sleep, our muscles lose their normal tone, and fluid actually pools in our tissues. So stretching sends a massive immediate signal to the nervous system.
Like flipping a switch.
Exactly. It resets the muscle tension, and it rapidly increases blood flow. It physically bridges the gap between the sleeping world and the waking world.
So the command stretch isn't just like a mild suggestion for flexibility. It is the literal physical mechanism for rebooting your entire nervous system.
It's mandatory for waking up.
Let's look closely at the English pronunciation of this vital word because it's a tricky one. Stretch.
It is. Starts with an str sound cluster.
Right. S-T-R. It requires a really firm exhalation of air through your teeth. Str.
And then it ends with a very crisp she sound. The physical effort required just to pronounce the word almost mimics the physical effort of the action itself.
It really does. Stretch.
Yeah.
Let's wait a moment for you to practice that one out loud. Really push the air out on that first sound.
Very nice. It takes some muscle.
And then we get the definitive command that officially ends the morning negotiation. Get up.
You have to say it with firmness. Get up. You try it.
Boom. We have successfully broken the gravity of the bed.
The first major hurdle of the human morning is cleared.
It is. The subject is now upright, which changes the entire landscape of the text we're studying.
We're no longer lying down.
Right, we move from the stationary struggle of the bed to active spatial navigation. The text says, walk to the bathroom, walk to the bathroom, walk to the bathroom. Open the light, open the light, open the light.
Notice the introduction of spatial movement there. Walk to.
The journey of the day has physically begun.
Yes, but the brain is still operating largely on autopilot, It's relying almost entirely on spatial memory to navigate the dark hallways of the house.
Let's practice the destination here. Bathroom.
This is a great word for English learners to practice.
It is, because it requires a very specific mouth movement for the sound in the middle. Bathroom.
Right, your tongue should gently touch the bottom of your top teeth, and you just blow a little air. Bath.
Bathroom. Let's try that very slowly together. Bathroom. Now you try it.
Perfect. Getting that right makes a huge difference.
Now I really want to focus on the next phrase in the text. Open the light.
Oh, this is fascinating.
It really is, because in standard, everyday conversational English, people usually say turn on the light.
Yeah, turn on is definitely the standard.
But this source text specifically uses the verb open. Now, this feels like a direct translation from several other languages, but even within English, it carries a really unique conceptual metaphor.
It absolutely does. In many Romance languages and several Asian languages, the literal phrasing is actually opening a light or opening a television.
Right.
But analytically, thinking of it as opening the light has a profound resonance for the morning routine specifically.
How so?
Well, you aren't just completing a mechanical electrical circuit, right? You are opening the room to vision. You are literally opening a portal to the waking world.
Oh, I love that.
Because light is the primary biological signal to the human brain that the sleep cycle is officially over.
So opening implies revealing something that was hidden by the darkness.
Exactly.
Let's practice this specific poetic phrase. I want you to focus on the clear O sound in open and the very light L sound in light.
Open, light.
Open the light. Your turn.
Great. So once the room is finally illuminated, the morning routine requires a tool.
The all-important tool. And the text presents this as a sort of micro-mystery. Where's my toothbrush? Where's my toothbrush? Where's my toothbrush?
This is such a classic symptom of the morning brain.
Isn't it? We experience this thing called inattentional blindness.
Yes. The object is likely exactly where it always is, sitting right by the sink. But because our cognitive load is still incredibly low, we just cannot immediately process the visual information in front of us.
So we literally lose the most common, frequently used object in the entire house.
Every single morning, and this mini conflict is instantly followed by the resolution. There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is.
The relief.
Finding the toothbrush provides this tiny, necessary hit of dopamine. It is the brain's reward for successfully solving the very first puzzle of the day.
It perfectly captures the low-stakes problem-solving of a sleepy mind. Like, the panic is extremely mild, and the relief is immediate.
Let's practice this dynamic because it's so common. First, let's look at the object itself. Toothbrush.
This is a compound word, meaning it's two words pushed together. Tooth. Brush. And again, we have that tricky the sound right in the middle, followed by the she sound at the very end.
Toothbrush. Try saying it.
Excellent. Now let's practice the question and the answer. This is a fantastic opportunity to practice natural English inflection.
Right, the musicality of the language.
Exactly. A question in English usually rises slightly in pitch at the very end, and then the realization, oh, there it is, should sound genuinely relieved.
Okay, let's guide them through this. You ask the question first.
All right. Listen to my pitch. Where's my toothbrush? Now you try asking it.
And now you provide the relieved answer out loud. Say, oh, there it is.
Yeah. Let out a little sigh of relief with it.
Okay, so the tool is secured, but the text immediately introduces a brand new complication in the preparation phase. Squeeze the toothpaste. Squeeze the toothpaste. Squeeze the toothpaste. Too much, too much, too much.
You can just picture it.
Okay, completely. Fine, motor control is clearly still compromised at this hour. We try to perform a very simple task, squeezing the little tube, and we just overshoot the mark. Too much. It's a tiny morning crisis.
It is. But the reaction to this tiny crisis is perhaps my favorite part of the entire text. It says, okay, it's fine.
That phrase, okay, it's fine, represents such a profound morning pragmatism.
I really think it's a self-preservation mechanism. It's related to ego depletion.
Ego depletion. Tell me more.
Well, at 7 a.m., the cognitive effort required to scrape the excess toothpaste off the brush and back into the tube, or the emotional energy required to actually be angry about the mess, is simply too expensive.
Oh, I see.
We have a very limited reserve of willpower for the day. We absolutely cannot waste it on a millimeter of toothpaste. So we immediately adjust our expectations. We accept the imperfection just to preserve our energy for much bigger decisions later in the day.
That is such an accurate assessment of our cognitive load. Okay, it's hard. It's really a statement of resilience. It teaches us to just let go of minor errors instantly.
It's a great philosophy. Let's practice the vocabulary of this specific action. The verb here is squeeze.
This one is fun to say.
It is. Listen to the skew sound at the beginning. Squeeze. Your lips have to physically come together and then push outward.
Practice that active verb out loud. Squeeze.
And now the noun, which is another compound word, toothpaste. Toothpaste. Say it with us. Toothpaste.
Great. Now let's practice our new morning mantra of acceptance.
Yes, try to sound really relaxed, like you are actively forgiving yourself for making a small mess. Okay, it's fine. You try.
It feels good just to say it, honestly.
It does. Okay. With the brush finally prepared, we move to the action itself. Brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth slowly.
Up until this specific moment, the text has felt a little frantic, hasn't it?
Very rushed. The alarm was ringing. The subject was pleading for minutes, losing the toothbrush, squeezing out too much toothpaste. The rhythm was very choppy.
But the addition of the single adverb slowly changes the entire trajectory of the morning routine. Brush your teeth slowly.
It acts as an anchor. It literally forces the routine to pace itself. And why do we need that anchor? Because the morning routine can so easily spiral into anxiety about the upcoming day. You start thinking about your emails, your commute.
All the stress.
Yeah. The repetitive, rhythmic, slow motion of brushing forces the human brain to stay in the present moment. It is a brief period of enforced mindfulness.
Exactly. It grounds the person. The physical sensation of brushing slowly brings the scattered, looping mind and the sluggish physical body into complete alignment. It's an act of deliberate self-care.
Let's practice that pacing. Let's say the phrase with a very calm, very slow cadence. Brush your teeth slowly, take your time, and try it.
Beautiful. And then the ritual concludes with some highly specific imperative verbs.
Spit it out, spit it out, spit it out, rinse your mouth, rinse your mouth, rinse your mouth.
These are the absolutely foundational mechanical actions of human hygiene.
Let's look at the phonetics here, because they map so perfectly to the physical actions being performed. The word spit.
It starts with an S sound.
Right. It is a plosive sound, meaning a small burst of air literally must escape your lips to make the sound correctly. Spit.
Try that crisp, active sound. Spit.
And then we get the concluding, very soothing action. Rinse. R-I-N-S-E.
It's a very cleansing word, even just to hear. Rinse.
Let's practice the full concluding action. I want you to say spit it out.
Good. Now say rinse your mouth.
So the physical cleaning is complete. The mouth is clean. The pace of the morning has successfully slowed down. The mind is becoming much clearer.
Which brings us to a really critical psychological threshold in our text.
It does. After the physical cleaning, the subject's attention shifts entirely. Look in the mirror, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. My hair is messy, my hair is messy, my hair is messy.
This is a massive turning point in the narrative.
Why do you say that?
Because before this exact moment, the subject's attention was entirely focused on external actions. You know, waking, walking, finding, squeezing. But now, for the first time today, their attention shifts to visual self-reflection.
They're literally facing themselves.
Exactly. Looking in the mirror is actually a very complex cognitive function. It requires a stable, waking sense of self.
And the very first observation they make is, my hair is messy. Now, I really don't think this is just about vanity.
No, definitely not.
Messy hair is the physical evidence of the unconscious chaos of sleep. It represents the untamed, completely uncontrolled state we are in when we dream.
Oh, that is a really solid symbolic reading of the text. By observing the messy state, the subject is recognizing the remnants of sleep still clinging to them.
And their immediate response is a command for order. Comb it, comb it, comb it.
The comb basically becomes a tool of psychological organization.
Yes. By taking a comb and smoothing the hair, putting it into a neatly defined shape, you are signaling to your brain that the chaos of the night is officially over.
You are imposing order on your physical self, which in turn helps impose order on your mental state.
You're preparing a specific version of yourself to present to the outside world.
It's brilliant. This creates a beautiful three-part emotional arc within just a handful of very simple words.
Break that arc down for us.
First, you have the observation of a deficit. My hair is messy. Second, you have the corrective action. Comb it. And third, you achieve the resolved positive state. Better now, better now.
Let's pause to just compare that better now to where we started this whole journey. Back in the bed, the internal dialogue was just repeating, I'm so tired.
Which was a state of deficit and total resistance.
Right. But better now is a state of active improvement and acceptance. The trajectory of the morning's mood is clearly moving upward.
Let's practice the vocabulary of this self-reflection moment. We have several words here, starting with the M sound.
The M sound requires the lips to press funnily together and hum slightly.
Mirror. Say it slowly and try to actually feel the vibration right in your lips. Mirror. Give it a try.
And now the state of the hair. Messy. Try that one.
Perfect. Now let's practice that complete 3-part emotional arc out loud. We want you to really feel the psychological progression from a problem to a solution.
Okay, first, state the problem out loud with a little hint of observation in your voice. My hair is messy.
Now give the command to fix it. Make it firm and clear. Comb it.
It finally expressed that great feeling of satisfaction and internal order. Better now.
You can honestly hear the psychological progress in the words themselves. The internal self is ordered, the chaos of sleep is combed away.
And the subject is finally ready to interact with the environment outside of the little bathroom.
So the text moves us over to the window. Open the curtain, open the curtain, open the curtain. Sunlight, sunlight, sunlight. What a nice day. What a nice day. What a nice day.
Having restored personal order in the mirror, the subject finally looks outward at the macro environment.
Think about the massive sensory contrast between the beginning of the text and this specific moment.
It's huge. We started with the harsh, mechanical, auditory assault of the alarm. It was abrasive.
Very abrasive.
But now we have visual sunlight. It's natural, it is warm. The alarm commanded us to wake up completely against our will. The sunlight, on the other hand, just invites us to participate in the day.
Biologically speaking, this moment of natural sunlight exposure is arguably the single most important part of any morning routine.
Because of the hormones.
Yes. When natural daylight hits your retina, it sends an immediate signal directly to the suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain.
The what nucleus?
Suprachiasmatic, it's the master clock. And that signal tells the brain to instantly halt the production of melatonin, which is the sleep hormone.
Wow.
It is the final, undeniable biological switch from sleep mode into wake mode.
And you can see that biological switch trigger a massive shift in perspective in the text. We move from crying, I'm so tired, to the sudden exclamation, what a nice day.
It's a total 180.
It is. When you are begging for 5 more minutes, you are literally hiding from the day. You view the day as an adversary. But when you say, what a nice day, you are actively embracing it. You are acknowledging the beauty of the external world.
Let's practice the vocabulary of this wonderful environmental realization. First, let's look at the physical barrier to the outside world. Curtain.
Listen to hard C sound at the beginning of the word. Curtain. Curtain.
Repeat it with us. Curtain.
Good. Next is the natural light itself. This is another compound word. Sunlight. Sun. Light. Try saying it.
Beautiful. And now for the true emotional peak of this section. What a nice day.
Now, when we say this phrase in English, we usually let our voice rise with enthusiasm. We definitely don't speak it flatly. We actually smile when we say it because the physical tone of our voice dictates how we feel.
Exactly. Let's practice saying it with genuine warmth. I want you to imagine that very first ray of warm morning sun hitting your face. What a nice day. Your turn.
Let's do it one more time. Really try to feel the positivity of that realization. What a nice day.
So good. Okay, so the spirit is awake, the room is bright, personal hygiene is entirely complete.
But a human being is essentially an engine. And an engine requires fuel to sustain all the momentum we've just built up.
We must migrate to the kitchen.
Yes, the text shifts from the external environment right back to a core biological necessity. I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. What's for breakfast? What's for breakfast? What's for breakfast?
The routine naturally moves into a maintenance phase here. The body is now actively producing ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, signaling that the long fasting period of the night absolutely must end.
The text handles this transition so beautifully. It starts with the undeniable biological fact, I'm hungry. Then it moves to an exploratory question, what's for breakfast? But then the text just stops its forward momentum entirely.
It does. It zeroes in.
It isolates a single word and repeats it 3 times. Coffee. Coffee, coffee. I need coffee. I need coffee. It gives the word coffee this almost sacred, standalone importance in the text. It isn't just a component of breakfast. It is a vital, separate necessity.
I need coffee is stated as a biological imperative. The brain is awake, yes, but it knows it needs a chemical assist. specifically the blockade of adenosine receptors to remain sharp for the tasks ahead.
Exactly. But the text doesn't just say drink coffee. It outlines this incredibly active, step-by-step creation process. Make the coffee, make the coffee, make the coffee. It smells good, it smells good, it smells good. Pour it in the cup. Pour it in the cup. Pour it in the cup.
The author breaks down the progression of sensory engagement just perfectly here.
Yeah, think about it. We just came from the visual experience of the sunlight in the bedroom. Now the text moves us deeply into the olfactory experience, the sense of smell. It smells good.
Because the anticipation of the coffee is arguably just as important as the actual consumption.
The ritual of making it. Grinding the beans, boiling the water, smelling the rich aroma. That entire sequence triggers the release of dopamine in your brain before you even take a single sip.
It's a comforting daily ceremony that tells the brain exactly what time it is.
Let's practice the vocabulary of this comforting household ritual. Let's start with the meal itself. Breakfast.
If you look closely at the word, it literally means breaking the fast of the night. Breakfast.
Try saying it clearly with us. Breakfast.
Good. Now for the star of the morning show. Coffee. Notice the soft F sound right in the middle, resting on your bottom lip. Coffee.
Say it with us. Coffee.
And then the vessel we use to hold it. Cup. It's a very short, very crisp, closed word. Cup. Try it.
Awesome. Now let's practice the sensory observation. It smells good.
When we say this in English, we generally want to emphasize the word good to convey true satisfaction. We stretch that vowel sound out just a little bit to show that we are actively enjoying the moment.
It smells good.
Let's try that together. I will say it, you repeat it after me, and really emphasize that feeling of deep satisfaction. It smells good.
The anticipation is completely built. The coffee is poured. The aroma fills the entire kitchen. We are rapidly approaching the finish line of the morning routine.
Which brings us to the final consumption and total readiness.
The text reads, toast, 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 butter on the toast, butter on the toast, butter on the toast. Yum, yum, yum.
The coffee is paired with a very simple, extremely classic food, toast with butter.
The morning routine is reaching its absolute peak through the utter simplicity of basic sustenance.
But I want to focus intensely on that final word. Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Yes, think about a huge emotional journey we have taken just to get to this single tiny word.
We started with the heavy, complex, very adult burden of so tired. We navigated negotiations with time itself, special confusion in the dark, and minor crises with a tube of toothpaste.
And we finally arrive at the pure, uncomplicated, childlike delight of yum.
That single word shows that the person is now fully, completely present.
They aren't dwelling on the past lack of sleep anymore.
No, and they aren't yet stressing about the complex tasks of the future workday either. They are entirely in the present moment, just experiencing the simple, tactile, and gustatory pleasure of warm buttered toast.
It's beautiful. Let's practice these final food words. Toast. Listen to the sharp T sound at both the beginning and the end of the word. Toast.
Toast it. Toast.
Say it with us.
And
Toast.
Facted. What goes on it? Butter? The B sound requires your lips to pop open slightly. Butter? Butter? Try it. And finally, the word of pure enjoyment. Yum. Notice how your mouth naturally closes at the very end of the word on the M sound. It's almost like you are literally tasting the food and trying to keep the delicious flavor inside your mouth. Yum.
Practice that joyful sound.
Yum. And now we finally arrive at the culmination of the entire morning journey.
The text concludes with the absolute transformation that has occurred over these simple lines. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Ready for the day, ready for the day, ready for the day.
Think about the heavy gravity of the bed where we started an hour ago, the desperate pleading for 5 more minutes, the absolute exhaustion.
How monumental is this shift to I'm ready?
It fully completes the narrative arc. There's a profound poetic symmetry to this little text. Look at the rhythmic repetition at the very end. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
It perfectly mirrors the heavy, resistant repetition from the very beginning.
I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. It is the exact same looping structure in the brain, but it has been infused with entirely opposite energy.
The script has been completely flipped. The ritual of the morning, the walking, the brushing, the combing, the sunlight, the coffee, it has successfully transmuted sleepiness into genuine readiness.
And that, ultimately, is the true purpose of a morning routine. It isn't just about getting clean or getting fed. It is the mechanical, psychological process by which we transform ourselves every single day from unconscious beings into active, capable participants in the world.
We are going to do one final practice with you. And this is the most important one of the day.
We are going to practice this concluding phrase, and we want you to say it with real energy.
Say it loud. Say it with absolute confidence. You have conquered the alarm. You have imposed order on the messy hair. You have embraced the warm sunlight. Ready for the day.
I will say it first, and then you say it out loud wherever you are with total conviction. Ready for the day.
One more time, even more confident. Ready for the day.
Wow, you sound completely awake.
Yeah, you really do. Let's take a deep breath and just look back at the incredible journey hidden within this document.
What appeared to be a very basic, simple list of beginner's English phrases is actually a highly sophisticated, universally relatable narrative arc.
It is a meticulously detailed map of the human morning.
We traveled all the way from groggy resistance and the biological shock of the alarm, through the pragmatic, low-stakes negotiations of the bathroom, into the physiological awakening of nature's light, through the comforting sensory rituals of sustenance, all the way to enthusiastic readiness.
It perfectly captures the complex mechanics of what it takes to start a human day. And I want to say something directly to you, the listener, who is using this to practice your English.
We specifically want to praise you for participating in this slow, deliberate practice with us today. If you spoke out loud during those pauses, you did the hard work.
Absolutely. Learning a language, or even just slowing down to appreciate the words we use every day, it takes patience and it takes repetition.
Mastering these foundational words, alarm, stretch, toothbrush, sunlight, and saying them aloud is a massive step in building your linguistic confidence. You are training your mouth and your brain simultaneously.
Every single time you practice these phrases, you are building a solid bridge between simply recognizing a word on a page and actually using it to navigate and describe your own life. You did a wonderful job today.
You really did.
We sincerely hope this deep dive made you look at your own morning routine a little differently too.
Maybe tomorrow, when you are searching for your toothbrush with a foggy brain, you will remember the concept of inattentional blindness and just smile at the mini detective story.
Or when you accidentally squeeze out way too much toothpaste, you won't get frustrated. You'll just embrace the morning pragmatism, say, okay, it's fine, and preserve your precious energy for later.
Finding the profound mechanics operating right beneath our mundane daily actions is a vital skill. And deliberate, careful language is the tool that helps us see it clearly.
As we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder as you move forward, fully ready for your day.
A little something to chew on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time today analyzing the external actions. Waking up, walking, combing hair, pouring coffee. But we also looked really closely at the internal dialogue.
The desperate 5 more minutes, the accepting, okay, it's fine, the resolving, better now.
The things we whisper to ourselves when the rest of the house is quiet and no one else is listening. So here's my question for you.
Listen closely to this one.
If the simple act of internally declaring better now, after just running a comb through your hair, or whispering, okay, it's fine, when you make a tiny mistake with the toothpaste, if that can shift your entire biological and emotional mood so drastically, what if the words you use in your own internal morning monologues dictate the entire trajectory of your life?
Oh, wow.
If you start the day negotiating from a place of defeat, does the day defeat you? And if you start the day declaring you are ready, does the world just get out of your way? What are you really telling yourself when you wake up?
That is a very powerful question to carry with you today.
Thank you so much for joining us and practicing with us on this deep dive. We will see you next time.